Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is James Pakion and you're watching Pakion FX. Guys, I know I have not shot another video where I was actually behind the camera, and that has gone on for the longest time. I have been trying to convince myself that I actually need to shoot a video where I am the person who is behind the camera, but unfortunately what I've been doing lately is the market structure analysis, which is just me doing a voice over my charts. So I decided to actually create a video because I've been receiving plenty of DMs from beginner traders, most of who want to know basically how to get into the journey of trading. So I decided, let's just make this video and break it down in regards to like the most frequently asked questions that I usually get in my DM. So I decided to make this short video and explain to you guys what these questions are and how, and rather answer them, so that whoever it is that wants to start to trade can just come and watch this video instead of having to go, you know, because sometimes when they try to communicate with me, I'm probably not on the phone. And yeah, so if we put this video here, I'm sure it's going to benefit even more people. So let's get straight into it. Today's video is on the frequently asked questions from beginner traders. Okay, so point number one, how do I start trading? So most people ask me, okay, sawa, I need to start, well, I've seen what you're doing, I want to make money as well from the forex market, but how do I start trading? How do I get into trading? And let me just break it down like this. First of all, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. Forex trading is a very lucrative career, but at the same time it can really do you good, or rather do you bad in terms of money that is lost. So it's very, I think it's important for you to understand that getting into the forex market, here we deal with probabilities. So it's like, we won't say it's a given that you're going to make money, maybe even in your first, say, 2-3 years of your trading career. But when it eventually clicks and you know what you're doing, it's one of the most liberating and lucrative careers you can be in. So how do you get into trading? Number one, you actually need 3 things. So number one, you need to have a broker account. Most of these brokers, they have websites, so you just go onto their website and you know, register, do all of that, send your proof of residence, proof of utility bills and whatnot, and yeah, maybe set up your email, set up your passwords and whatnot. And then once you've done the registration, they're going to provide you with credentials. So these credentials, number one, is going to be for your demo account, and number two, for your live account, if you've opened the live account, rather if you've toggled onto that website and said, I need to open a live account, blah blah blah. So if you open once you've registered with your broker, the credentials are sent to you on email. So these credentials are the ones that you're going to use to input into your MetaTrader app. So bringing us into number 2, which is the MetaTrader app application. So there's either MetaTrader 4 or 5, depending on which one your broker supports. So those apps, you basically download them from the Play Store and install them onto your either your Android phone or your iOS device. You can actually also download the MetaTrader application onto your machine, your laptop or your computer. So those applications are the ones that you use to enter a trade. So once you've gotten your credentials from the broker, you use those credentials to log into your MetaTrader application. And then on your MetaTrader applications is where you're actually going to be executing the trades, you get? And number 3, and which I think is actually quite important, is the TradingView website. So TradingView basically is the website that we use to access live charts. So this is where you can be able to do your analysis and make your markups, because it's a very great tool for traders to be able to identify zones. You can be able to draw on it, and there's all these features that TradingView has, which assist a trader to be able to you know, mark up sections or points on their chart to know where to take a trade, you know where to come out of a trade. Okay, so So that's with number one. So how do you start trading? So you need those three things, and then you also need an understanding, a basic understanding of what the forex market is and what you're doing. So for that, you can always come onto my channel, scroll to those videos, and maybe just try to get an idea of what trading is. But if you want to get in depth, you may have to buy a course, which is ideally up to you, or you can be self-taught like me. So just go onto the internet and just do your own research. There's plenty of forex traders out there who are posting amazing stuff, so you can always go onto YouTube and study various terminologies and whatnot. Also, you can visit a website called babypips.com, which is ideally where everybody starts. So there you can be able to find a short beginner course, which actually takes you from a complete like someone who didn't know anything about forex trading onto someone who like understands basic terminologies, lot size, you know, leverage and all of that. So on to point number 2, which is a frequently asked question, and it is, how much capital do I start with? This is entirely up to you. So if you have $10,000 you want to start with, you can always deposit $10,000 into your first account, which I will advise you not to do, because forex trading is a very you might end up losing all that money. So I would rather what I usually tell people is, if you just put in the money that you can afford to lose, okay? So if you know that you can afford to lose $1,000, it's up to you. You can deposit $1,000, but be willing, put it in your mind that this money, I might lose it all and it won't bother me as much. So put in something that you're willing to lose, okay? You're willing to risk. So for most Kenyan traders, if you really need to have like an initial capital, I will advise you to start with, say, maybe $50 or $20 if you can, and use, of course, the minimum lot size, which is lot size 0.01, and yeah, just take it from there and use proper risk management. I'm sure you can make up something. But if I would really like advise you to start with something, will be with a demo account. So start with a demo account, do all your mistakes there, because that money ideally is virtual. You haven't spent anything on it, so that you can play around with that account as much as you can to get the gist of how the lot sizes work, the leverage works. Yeah. So point number 3 is, or rather the third most frequently asked question is, how much profit can I make from a certain amount of capital? This is I find this question quite weird, because you can, okay, let me just give you an example. Some people are able to flip $50 to something like maybe $1,000 or even $2,000, okay? And some people also are able to like make, out of an account of $10,000, they say you can make like $500 a month, okay? So it all depends on your skill, number one, and then number 2, it depends on how good you are at like identifying your trades, and then number 3 is the lot size that you're entering your trades with. So all of these factors really determine how much money you can make from the markets. So let me just give you an example. If 2 people are taking the same trade, one goes into the trade with a lot size 0.01, the other one goes into the trade with a lot size 1. If this trade moves 50 pips, one of them is going to make $5, the other one is going to make $500, okay? So it all depends on the lot size that you're entering the trade with, how much leverage you're using, okay, for your account, which basically usually is determined by the broker, okay? And also another thing is how good you are, okay? So some people might make plenty of money from a small account. Some people can make no money at all, even from a big account. So if you ask me how much profit I can make, then my answer will be, well, how good is your skill, or how many pips are you able to get, or you know, what's the lot size that you're entering the trade with. Okay, so all these are factors you have to consider when asking such a question, or how much profit someone can make. So the fourth frequently asked question is, how fast will it take for me to be successful in the forex market? And actually this is very subjective. So some people, they make it after 3 months. Some people take 4 years. So let me just give you an example. If you guys know Joash Naido, he's a South African trader, and if you have listened to his story, the guy says for the first, I think, 3 years of his trading career, he never made a withdrawal because ideally he wasn't profitable. He used to blow his accounts over and over again. So for 3 years, we wouldn't really term him as a successful forex trader, okay? But some people, like say Jason Noah, if you guys know Jason Noah, so in his stories he says that he made his first R1,000,000 after 3 months, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And that is, to me, is if you make R1,000,000, if you convert that into Kenyan money, is about maybe 7 million shillings, which is equivalent to about 70,000, or maybe, yeah, it's about 68 to 70,000 USD. Which, I mean, if you make that after 3 months of your trading journey, then I'm sure your ego is going to be inflated big time. You're going to feel like nobody can tell you anything. You're the king of everything, you understand? So it's very subjective how quick people will take to become successful in the forex market, and it all depends on how much effort you're willing to put into the craft. So it's just a lot of factors that are like, we can't say you will take 5 months to be profitable. No, it all depends on how good you are at the skill, how much money you're willing to risk, how much money you're willing to put in. Yeah, so all these factors really do play part in like determining how successful or how quickly you're going to be successful at the forex market. Currently, I can say that I have actually become consistent in trading, and this, I think by now I've probably done this for maybe almost close to 2 years. So everybody has their own journey, so don't rush it. If you really want to take forex trading seriously as a career, then give yourself time. Always give yourself time. Usually I tell beginner traders to give themselves 2 years. I don't want to give you an unrealistic expectation and tell you that you're going to retire after 3 months. No, I will tell you for a fact, give it 2 years, because I think after 2 years, if you've really like put in the time into the charts and trying to understand how the forex market works, then by that time you should have, at least, if you have like the proper risk management and the right mindset, then you probably will have become quite consistent or consistently profitable. So number 5 is which broker to use, and this is also very subjective. So if you're a Kenyan trader and you're listening to this, for you, I will advise you to look for a Kenyan-based broker who has been verified by the Capital Markets Authority. And in Kenya, there are about 4. I'm not going to mention them on this video because they haven't sponsored, but just go onto Google and look for Kenyan forex brokers. You'll find about 4 options. Very good. I've used, I think, 1 or 2 of them, and I can tell you for a fact, if you're looking for fast withdrawals and deposits via M-Pesa, then I will advise you to open, of course, your account with a Kenyan broker. But you can always have multiple accounts. You don't have to have like 1 account with this broker and then that's it. You can open multiple accounts, fund multiple accounts, and trade multiple accounts, okay? So if you want to open an account with someone who's overseas, or brokers who are overseas, that's also possible, except now the means for money transfer is going to, of course, to be a little different, because they support mostly Skrill, NetTeller, and bank transfers. But for Kenyan brokers, at least they can support M-Pesa, which I think, in my opinion, is very good. Yeah, and lastly, frequently asked question, which is something that I actually have been thinking about for quite a while, is when will I start teaching? So I have been thinking to start this next year, which is 2022, because currently there's something I am working on which is actually amazing. I will share it with you guys once I'm past it, but for now I feel like I'm really not in the right space to like take people under my wing and train them, because I feel like I also need to learn a few more things before like I put myself out there. So just stay tuned. I mean, I was speaking to one of you guys and they actually suggested a very good idea to start with a small group of people and just see how it goes. So hopefully next year, people who have been contacting me the most, we might just decide to like form a small group and have some Zoom sessions every now and then. Maybe if it's possible, probably meet up like once a month, you know. And I feel like that is just going to help us to like build the community more and help people more, I think, at a much more personal level, which is amazing because the Forex industry is slowly becoming more acceptable. Nowadays, I have conversations with people and they're like, you also do Forex trading? Yeah, I do Forex trading. You've heard about Forex trading? And it's just amazing to have these conversations with people because I feel like slowly by slowly, the youth are starting to accept some of these careers and some of these factors or other things that we can be able to do, which ideally don't follow the kawaida 9 to 5. So it's amazing that people are actually asking me to start teaching because I feel like people are actually hungry for the knowledge and they want to know how to trade so that they can become independent and be able to make money for themselves. So it's amazing. It's a nice fit and I'm hoping that by next year, 2022, hopefully in the beginning, I will have set something up, something great for you guys, a good package where I'm sure that once we involve people, they are going to bring, or rather they're going to get something from that interaction. So that's been it for today's video. I will I actually have a lot of topics I really want to talk about. It's just that sometimes I don't get the time, but that's not an excuse. I will try to make more of these videos. And of course, you guys stay tuned to my ongoing series, which is market structure analysis, where I do breakdown of the currency pair that I'm trading right now. So currently I'm actually looking at GBP, JPY, and yeah, so probably we'll shoot another market structure analysis tomorrow or on Tuesday, just to see whether this setup that I've drawn here will actually mature as I have analyzed it. Yeah, so let's keep it locked and stay tuned to KENYAN FX, and I will see you guys in the next video.